Um, I'm going to leave you in the front. I'm not going to do anything with it's just the two of us here. So I'm going to
No
just go
worries.
with it like this. And so we got 15 seconds.
You gonna survive?
Oh, there we go. Okay. Yes, I hope so. Welcome to Ability MKE Now. My name is Sue Roskoff. Ability MKE Now is where we are dedicated to inclusion, connection, community, bringing people together and being relevant to everybody. That is what we do here. We bring people with disabilities and people who don't have a disability together, enjoying life here in the Milwaukee area. We all have our own experience with disability, whether it's our own, with people we know, or with people we encounter in our everyday lives. We all have different and unique abilities, and that is what we celebrate. Here at Ability MKE Now, we celebrate the ability in all of us. And my co host is not able to join us tonight. A big shout out to Michael Martin Hummel. You know him, he is a writer, speaker, and podcaster, and he is dedicated to bridging that gap between the disabled and able bodied communities. And Michael, if you're listening, we say a big hello, send you lots of love, and look forward to you being back with us next week. But we do have a wonderful guest tonight. I am so excited for this conversation. Lori Cleverly is the founder of Clever Adventures, which is a travel agency dedicated to creating personalized, stress free travel experiences for families, couples, and groups. With a passion for helping others to explore the world, Lori specializes in curating memorable vacations tailored to each client's unique needs, preferences, and lifestyle. As a mom of three neurodivergent boys and a caregiver to aging parents, Lori brings a deep level of understanding, empathy, and expertise to planning travel for families with diverse needs. She has firsthand experience navigating food allergies, sensory sensitivities, and accessibility considerations, making her an invaluable resource for travelers who want to feel confident and supported every step of the way. And through her podcast, Clever Adventures Podcast, Lori connects with business owners, experts, and travelers to share insights, stories, and practical tips while showing how thoughtful travel planning can transform a trip into a meaningful experience. So, whether it's a Caribbean getaway, a luxury escape, or a multi generational adventure, Lori is committed to helping her clients travel smarter, easier, and with confidence. Lori, I am so excited you're here joining us today. How are you?
I am fabulous. How are you?
Doing great. So, give us a little more of your. This is wonderful. They gave a great glimpse into what you do, but you have a big backstory here in how you came to this place of being the travel. I want to say coordinator. You get to bring people on adventures. So, tell us a little more of how this all came together.
I originally was a high school PE and health teacher for multiple years, and I had wanted to, I was just kind of getting fed up with the education system, and that's a whole different topic. But uh, God has a sense of humor where my husband ended up getting a job that made $20,000 more than the two of us combined. And I was pregnant with our third son. And so I was like, perfect, I'm done. I don't want to. And through some of our just adventures in life. I've done a few different things, and my husband's like, I think you would be really good at project management. So what I did was I did like a course on Coursera, just a simple project management. And so I was looking for it, and I was like, with my kids, having three kids on the spectrum, I need remote part-time. That does not exist. So when, because I was the main caretaker for our kids, I have been the biggest advocate for our kids. And we have sacrificed in the sense that they go to specialized schools and we make the sacrifice of driving them to those schools. And we have seen significant improvements and results that say, okay, it is worth it. And so to conform with those time constraints, I needed something and I ended up finding travel. And I'm like, well, I love learning. I love learning. I love figuring things out. It's a puzzle, right? There's a problem, there's a project, right? So our project is the trip. Well, you have budget constraints, you have time constraints, you have, location constraints. What's all of that? And so when I was learning the travel systems, because when you be in the travel world, how you book on one airline is a little bit different than what you book on another airline, or how does this hotel company book for versus this hotel company. So same thing on the travel agent side. How do I learn these systems? And I'm like, well, what do I want to do? I don't know. Well, what if it like where would my family want to go? I don't know. Well, hey, let's do this. And what if it was my family that was going, right? Or what if it was four? And so that's kind of how I fell into that disability because I'm like, well, how is my family going to travel? If I don't know how my family can travel, then how am I supposed to help everybody else? And learning and realizing that there's more resources and more awareness and more acceptance around neurodivergence and autism and all of those things. But I really wanted to make sure that it's like, okay, I want to know the good, the bad, the ugly, the amazing. I want to know it all. So I talk to my business development managers for different companies, destinations, all of these things. So I say, I ask about how do you handle sensory? How do you handle disability? How do you handle food allergies? Like, how do you do all of these things? And they say, we have a concierge for the kitchen staff, or we have one hotel brand has a specific autism concierge. So like there are resources out there, but we have to basically know what we're doing, right? So I wanted my family to say, well, if I wanted to go to Mexico, what do I need to do to be able to go? And that's how basically fell into it. So I've had people tell me our hotel is not a good fit for sensory. If you have a sensory, that is not good. And it's like if you want a relaxing getaway, you don't go to a party hotel, right? And vice versa. Like if you want to have a very calm, serene, you probably aren't going to go to the Strip in Vegas. You're probably going to want like a beach or mountains, a cabin, something more remote, right? So it's kind of like that where I want to know what their challenge is because I can make it where somebody's in their corner, somebody is there to do all the research for them. And when I do the research, yes, it helps that family or those individuals. But if I have somebody else that wants to go there, that knowledge is already in there and we can start from there. So it's one research for me and why I kind of like specializing in disability or those with visible and invisible disabilities. It is because I want to learn all about the world. And I will do all of the research that I need to for different destinations. And there are people that I know that will help me with certain destinations, or I have contacts that will help me with things. So there's nothing too big or too far because essentially you can still travel the world. It's just going to look a little different than everybody else.
And I think that piece right there is huge. That people who are thinking that, travel's too hard, I can't do that. I have a wheelchair, I have a whatever their situation is, because I personally know people who have completely sworn off travel because of difficulties they've had in the past. So I having somebody like you in your corner, Oh, what a game changer to be able first of all, you've been around the block with the questions that need to be asked. You know a lot of the questions that need to be asked that somebody that if this is their first time going down that road, they're not even going to think about, oh yeah, that's an important thing to know. Like you're saying, are you going somewhere quiet? Are you going somewhere party? What's your plan? You already are able to ask some of those questions and then know how to move it forward. And oh my gosh, just game changer for so many families.
Yeah, well, and I know other people in the travel industry that are doing what I'm doing because I'm in the travel industry, but the more I reach out to other people, there isn't a lot of people like me. And I can tell people, look, I walk the walk, I can talk the talk because I live it every single day. I live it. So I know what you're going through. You have a physical disability. And the thing is a physical disability doesn't have to be permanent. It could be you had surgery, you had a procedure done, you had an accident. It could be short-term disability where you're like, hey, I'm in this walking boot. Okay, I need a scooter. Or hey, you're still physically able, but maybe you're going to be on a cruise and you're not moving the best, but you want to still be able to do everything. Okay, well, let's get you a motorized scooter for the cruise ship. So you can still walk or you can still do everything, but you're not exhausting yourself with all of those steps, just going to and from like the meals, right? So there's lots of different options. If you have medical needs, like you need a wheelchair, you need a hospital bed, you need oxygen, you need you need medical supplies to live and to, because that's what you use at home. I have ways of getting you the things that you need so you can still travel.
Wow.
So there really is, your own mind is literally the only thing that's keeping you back and your budget.
Amazing. And oh man, music to the ears of many, I'm quite sure, because it's scary when you don't know where to start and you have this thought of I want to be able to spend time somewhere else. I want because everybody likes just to get away, right? And that when you already have all the things that you're dealing with on a daily basis and to try to figure out, how do I fit that in? How do I even begin? Now there's a way to begin. That
Yeah.
you exist. You are able to to put that together. And honestly, I love that your company is Clever Adventures, that it follows after your name. That is absolutely
I've
beautiful.
done a lot of wordplay with that one. I was like, all right, let's do this.
Awesomeness. So what is your favorite part of all the pieces that you do? What is it that keeps you going? What do you love most about what you do?
Uh, there's two things. I have learned since coming into the travel industry, because August will be 4 years. So since coming into the travel industry, I have learned about resources that I never knew existed. And I have learned about things that are changing and how they're changing and how it's impacting the travel world and those things where I am seeing things change from year to year and month to month. And to
Wow.
see that change in how people are saying we need an accessible world and we need things that are more inclusive for those individuals. And yes, they're not going to be able to climb Everest. Shoot, I don't even want to climb Everest, but if if somebody wants to go see Antarctica and they have challenges, okay, they're going to have a team with them that is going to go because they're going to have the friends that are being like, yeah, let's go. Let's go. Let's all go and we'll help you. Right? So 1 in 4 people have a disability in the US. So like we don't know what somebody has. And I want people to be like, well, do you have a friend that would want to go with you that maybe needs a little extra help? Or do you have someone that would possibly like to go on this trip with you and that you think might not be able to outside, obviously physically be able to, or those types of things. And so I think that is really what it is. But my love language is acts of service. So if I can do something for somebody else that they can't do for themselves, or I can allow them to be in two places at once because you are a very busy woman and your husband, and so you guys are in like five places at once. But it's like if you still want to say, hey, we're taking time off, like you want to do a graduation trip, by all means, okay. You can still do everything that you're doing, but you're still getting a trip planned. You're still doing everything else. And so it just allows you to be you're delegating the responsibilities. You still are in control of everything, of every decision. It's not, oh, I'm going to do just, oh, you're just going to stay here, here, and here. No, it's you get options. You get options for the hotels, you get options for the flights. If you want to do your own flights, by all means, that's fine. I just need the information. Do you want to get, and travel can be as hands-on or as hands-off as you want it. If you want a ride from your front door on your vacation all the way back to your front door, I can make that happen. If you're like, I just want to know I need places, I need the flights figured out, the places to stay, give me some activities, and I'll figure out the rest. Okay. So it's what are you wanting to be in control of? What do you know what you want to do? Do you know what is out there to do? Or are you like, hey, give us a variety of things? So it literally is, are you an adventure person that you want to go mountain biking or ATVing or horseback riding or zip line? Like, do you want that adventure where there's more physical need? You want to go whitewater rafting? By all means, it's what you're passionate about. And it is my responsibility to make sure that those individuals that want to do those things have the resources to say, hey, let's do that. And not everything is accessible. So it's my responsibility to make sure that I find the things, the activities that are accessible that still meet those requirements.
Oh, I love it. So, with all the places you've looked at, has there been any that have surprised you with how accessible they are? Is there any particular locations? I'm just thinking even like within the United States versus going outside of the States, if that's a thing
Um,
or
I I would say cruise ships probably would be one thing that you wouldn't think. I have a supplier that only works with travel agents, and they're in 280 ports around the world. So if you are like, hey, I want a wheelchair or a motorized scooter, or, all the way up to 500 pounds. So it goes off of your height and weight, says what you need. If you need a full motorized with the joystick, right or left hand, doesn't matter. They can do that. And they have the resources where if you're in Australia and you need that, okay, then it will be waiting for you in your stateroom when you arrive on the ship.
wow.
And then you leave it there and you go on about your way and they come and pick it up. So it's literally it's like, oh, here's this extra thing. It's like, oh, I've got this nice blanket or this nice towel to use while I'm here. Okay. And then you just leave it there and then you don't have to worry about it. You don't have to worry about the laundry. You don't have to worry about cleaning up. You don't have to do anything. It's just, oh, here it is. All right, see you later. You clean up the mess, right? I would love that.
That sounds amazing. Really, that is so good. And that's I think the kind of things that until somebody tells you that's a possibility, you don't even know because we don't know what we don't know, right? So
Hmm.
that is exciting to hear that that is available. That kind of assistance, of openness, availability is truly it's out there
Hmm.
and very doable. Oh,
Yeah, and it's a lot of it is I've met a lot of people in the autism community that are like, we just don't travel. It's too hard. It's impossible. And I get that. And having food allergies, I have a child that has an EpiPen for soy and for oats. And do you know how many things have soy in
oh my
them?
goodness. Yes.
Like, like it is a thickener, it is in chocolate, it is in like it is in so many things, or or things are processed on the same machinery. Like
Mhm.
you wouldn't think this, but it was in finger paint that they got at the Dollar Tree and it
Oh
absorbed
my
into my son's skin and we had to give him the EpiPen. because it absorbs through his skin, right? You don't think that
Uh-huh.
that's going to be in that. And so it's just like, all right, if there's no ingredients, we just don't use it because it's not worth it, worth the risk. So
Right.
when I have those level of things and when I have to travel, I need a kitchen. So do I need it? We don't have any mobility struggles. Trust me, my kids are fast enough for that thankfully we don't have that struggle. But like, so we can stay in like the Airbnbs and the VRBOs and things like that. And I have access to more than you guys, than the general population even realizes because they only work with travel agents. So like there are resources out there that you think, oh yeah, I know about all the suppliers out there. I don't even know about all the suppliers out there, and I'm finding out new ones all the time. But I know where to get, I know where to look. And, it's like, hey, you want to go to San Diego? Okay. Where do you want to stay? You want to be on the beach? Okay, you're going to pay for the beach, but what are you doing? I have one of my best friends, she got married and they were going on their honeymoon to Hawaii. And I'm like, you're gonna like this hotel. You're gonna like this hotel. Got him right on Waikiki Beach. And she's like, it was amazing. Thank you. So I do my due diligence. I'm not gonna, if you want the rundown motel, by all means, I can put you there. But, you know, I can work with just about any budget except for free.
Oh, yeah, I know everybody's like, that wouldn't that be nice, right?
I know, right? We had free vacations. Yeah, you
That'd
might
be
be
a game
free,
changer.
but you're not going anywhere.
That's the staycation, I think. Well, now I want to ask you about your podcast as well. So you have a podcast that you
Yes.
go ahead and tell us a bit about that.
Yeah, so I just highlight different business owners and I get to learn about their business and what they're doing and how they are impacting the world. And then we get to talk about places they've been, places they want to go, what trips have they been on, versus, where do they want to go? Do they have trips planned? And, there's usually little travel nuggets in there as well of, they get to ask me a question. So it's like, well, what question do you have for me? You can throw anything at me. So, it's, oh, how does this work? Or how does that work? Or what would you do for this? And so we just talk a little bit about travel and I like to have a variety of different people. And sometimes, I had a lady on that she'll be next Thursday, where she is a health coach loves the caregivers and family members, parents of kids on the spectrum or with neurodiversity because you burn out. So I have all walks of life. I've had IT people, I've had, you know, improv, health, wellness, book publishers, business coaches. So there's nothing, I make it an accessible podcast where everybody can be on and we just make it work, even when my kids are out for school right now.
I love it. And that's beautiful because really with having travel as part of that, travel is something that applies to everybody in some ways,
Mhm.
some way, shape, or form. And like you said, it may look different for everyone depending on what their needs are, but it's possible to participate in travel. And
Yeah.
so I do have to ask, do you have a favorite destination that where you've been that you'd love to go back to?
So the farthest I've been is Australia. I would love to go back. I went with a people-to-people organization back when I was in middle school. And so we spent 3 weeks and we only went along the eastern coast and I would love to go back. And I've met people there and I would love to go see them. Personally, my favorite is where my grandparents had property and then my parents bought it and it's in Montana. It's in the Bitterroot Valley. It's technically in Corvallis, Montana, but it's right next to Hamilton, which is where they filmed Yellowstone.
Oh, how beautiful. Oh my
So
gosh.
that I love it there. It's very calm. It's very peaceful. I love hearing all the sounds. So that's my personal favorite, but I'm probably more of a mountains girl than the beach. I don't have any problems with going to the beach, but I love the view of the mountains, and so that's probably where you would find me. But I still want to travel the world. I tell people I want to take my kids to Antarctica, but my youngest is 6, and we're probably going to have to wait until he's 18 to 20 before we go. So
Uh,
it might not be on a time, it might not be, oh, that's as soon as you can go, but it's make it a time frame that works for the family or the individuals that want to go. So we'll see.
Excellent. Yeah, and Antarctica is one of those places I didn't realize was, do I want to say popular to go to? I'm not sure how pop. I actually have a friend who went a couple years ago, and when he said, he's like, "Yeah, I'm taking a trip to Antarctica." My head spun a little, like, wait, where? I didn't know that was a
Mhm.
thing, and I'm
Yeah.
hearing it more and more now.
Yeah, and there's different companies. So if you want more of the adventure, there's some that are adventure luxury. If you want more luxury versus, and if you want to go just through Patagonia. Like there are different things, and I have different suppliers for different things. So it's what are you, do you want, it's just what you want, do you want to have possibly run into kids, or do you want adults only? Okay, well, let's do this one. So it's really, there's endless possibilities
Wow.
in the travel world. And so it's what limitations are you putting on yourself, or what limitations are you saying that you have? But there is, you can go to all 7 continents and see the world, and it just takes one trip at a time.
Absolutely love it. Now, do you have with the folks that you're helping with their travel, is there a certain age range? Is it are the I keep thinking like retirees, are they getting out and traveling more? Is it more the families that when the kids are young, or is it just a big wide mix?
It literally is the age of anyone, because you've got the multi-generational families, you've got the people that are empty nesters, you've got people, hey, I just retired, or we're going to travel more. They're trying to slow things down or whatever. And so it's really a huge gambit, because I think, especially in the disability world, you really have everything, like you don't know what's going to be around or what's going to be created. So having accessible things and creating those memories. My oldest, after we lost our son, was like, I want to go back to the beach. Okay, we'll work on it, buddy. And so we can go back to the beach, because one, he loved it, but that was the last like trip that we went with his brother. So there are the world is open to possibilities. And the other thing is we need advocacy. So if you're going someplace and there's not the accessibility, we need to know about those things so we can make those changes. And I really want everyone to be able to see the world, because you're creating memories. You're creating those core memories. And what is the last memory you're going to remember? You're going to remember the big things. You're going to remember those big trips. And if I can have the smallest implication of helping someone go on that trip, if it's, hey, I need help planning versus, hey, I can't, like, I don't know where to start, that's where I'm here. If you need, I just need to know about when you want to go. If you want to go, oh, I can go any time of the year. That doesn't tell me. Do you want to go? Like, what time of year do you want to go?
Excellent. Well, this is Lori Cleverly with Clever Adventures. Her website is L for Lori, lcleveradventures.com. Again, lcleveradventures.com. And she's got her podcast out there, Clever Adventures Podcast. She is definitely out there and able to do all the things to make travel possible for everybody. So, Lori, for all of us here with Ability MKE Now and with River West Radio, as always, we thank you.
Absolutely.